Hello, everyone. I'm Chuang. Today, let's draw the head of Microraptor in a front view. When viewed from the front, the head of Microraptor looked more complicated. Dromaeosaurids like Microraptor, especially predators that could fly, had a feature that the distance between their two eyes was wider than their snout. In the front, just like Tyrannosaurus rex, its two eyes could look forward at the same time, and its snout was very narrow. When drawing its head, we need to divide it into two parts. One is the sharp part of its mouth, and the other is its skull. There are some difficult points when we draw. We are going to draw it with its mouth open. When it opened its mouth, the angle of its lower jaw would change and tilt downward, so this part is difficult to draw. Unlike looking at the inside of its mouth vertically, there was a certain slanting angle, so we must pay attention to how the angle changes. Another point is its upper jaw. Viewed from the front, the inside of its mouth was blocked. Besides, there were many feathers on its face. How to show the transition with the feathers, and how to use lines to accurately sketch the contours of these feathers is also a difficult point. We start with its two eyes. Let's position them backward. Then, we draw its eyes as big as this. Although the eyes of Microraptor looked large on the fossils, when it was alive, there was a sclerotic ring in the eye socket. The small hole in the middle of this sclerotic ring shows the actual size of its eyes. Therefore, when it was alive, its eyes looked slightly smaller. Now, we move on to its pupils and draw some textures on its eyes. When drawing these shadings or textures, we need to draw the upper half darker and draw fewer lines in the lower half. Because when the sun shines on the eyes, a glass-like structure, the upper half generally forms shadings, and the reflective part concentrates in the lower half. So we need to draw the upper half darker and expose the lower half so that its eyes will look more transparent. Then, on the skin around its eyes, we can draw some fine folds. In the front between its eyes, lacrimal horns were often seen on many carnivorous dinosaurs. However, Microraptor didn't have lacrimal horns, so we can draw two small bulges. In the middle of its lacrimal bones, there was a boundary line between its feathers and bare skin. Now, let's draw its nose forward. When its two lacrimal bones extended forward, a seam was formed in the middle. It disappeared when it approached the tip of its mouth. We can first show its lacrimal bones, and make them merge into the tip of its nose. With its nostrils on the two sides. Then, let's draw the front end of its mouth. Its mouth extended backward, which was quite narrow. It began to become wide at its face, and wider below its eyes. Then let's draw the corners of its mouth. Now, let's draw its lower jaw. We can draw it open. Then we move to the muscles in its mouth. After that, let's draw the tiny teeth on its upper jaw. Followed by the teeth on its lower jaw. And its tongue. We can draw some shadows inside its mouth. And show some structures near the muscles in its mouth. Now we come to the parts covered by feathers. First, along the corners of its eyes, such feathers were growing upward and downward. These feathers covered all the way to its orbital fenestrae. The feathers behind its face surrounded its eyes. The other side was the same. The feathers atop its head were about the same as those on the face, which were hard. We just need to draw the slits between feathers. When drawing, we need to slightly distinguish their texture from the fluff on the face. Next, we continue with its lower jaw to draw the exposed skin around its mouth first. The feathers on its lower jaw might gather on its cheeks and stay near the front end of its mouth. Then, let's complete the front end of its mouth. After that, let's draw part of its neck to make it look like an eagle. Good, like this, we've finished drawing the front view of the head of Microraptor.